Nice.
Welcome to Gas Station Cappuccino, hosted by Caffeine and Kilos. Sometimes, you know what I actually am kind of jonesing for right now is a gas station cappuccino. It's been a long time since I've gone and just got it.
Did you do one?
No. I did the suicide. You did the suicide.
That's right. You meant just a general, regular
Just a general, like I'm thinking maybe today I'll just shoot down to AM/PM down the street and then go get a cup. Just fill it 50% with the high voltage and then the top 50% with like the white, whatever. Oh, no, never mind. I can't be too much sugar for me.
I was going to say, yeah, it's going to knock you out of ketosis instantly.
Yeah, I'd have to you'd have to a splash of.
Then it wouldn't really be the same.
Then
Then you're just drinking high voltage black coffee.
High voltage with a splash of the white mocha or something.
Man.
All right, well, as soon as I'm done eating keto, I'm doing it.
Does that be your big breakthrough meal?
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I don't crave any of that.
Well, no, especially that.
Well,
There's so many better things you could eat.
Well, I just mean like sugar in general or stuff in general. Like it's not. I don't feel at all deprived or like I'm missing out. Like I'm not sitting here. I don't have a list of all this shit I'm gonna eat when it's over or when I'm done.
That's I mean, shit like that isn't even necessarily in my. Like I don't ever crave it, but like if I see it and I want it, like I'll take a little bit or something.
Yeah.
It's all about just like portion control, right?
Right.
Like like someone has like a party, there's cake. Like you just have a little piece of cake, and then that's it, and you move on.
Well, that's the thing. Is like if I'm not eating keto or whatever,
or something where it kicks you out of something that takes days to get into. That's a little different.
Yeah. Well,
whatever, how it goes.
Right, and it's like it's just not it's not really a big part of my normal life anyway, you know. So it's not like I normally have ice cream every night, and now I'm jonesing, you know. And yeah, like you said, it's like I'm at a birthday party, and this is the biggest change for me that I've really made lately is that I feel good about. Is you're at a birthday party and there's cake and ice cream, so I have one piece of cake and like one serving of ice cream, and then just move on. And you feel fine. And you feel fine the next day. You feel fine later. The problem is you have a piece of cake if you normally don't eat that stuff. Then you have like a piece of cake and ice cream and you're like, man, that was fucking good. I'm going again. And you get a second piece of cake, more ice cream. And then after that, you're like, well, at this point, and then it's the whole thing snowballs. Mm-hmm. It's like you just make your decision. You're right. You're responsible and you move on. Mm-hmm. And even another example is we went to brunch for my mother-in-law's 70th birthday. It was actually really funny. We should talk about that. I'm glad I thought of this. So we go to brunch there at this place, restaurant Modesto. It's a really nice restaurant. It's actually kind of cool. It used to be a house. And my wife actually works with this lady that used to live in it when she was a kid. She grew up in that house.
That's weird.
And now it's like this restaurant. So like she'll go and eat there. It's really good food. And she's like, oh yeah, that used to be my bedroom. Like the way it's like, you know, there's walls down and stuff, but still like, you know, the layout.
That's kind of strange.
Yeah, it's they do it all the time. Like there's a lot of businesses like in downtown.
No, I meant like being like the person that used to live there in the business. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah.
So they have this big area out back. So they have weddings there sometimes. Well, what they also had on Sunday that we were not aware of before when we made the reservations. They didn't tell us when we made the reservations. I think they would. It was this big, call it Mats and Mimosas. It was this yoga booze brunch. And there were probably 150 people out on the lawn, yoga mats. So we show up. First of all, there's all these fucking cars, nowhere to park. Like, what is this is a popular brunch. Like, what is this? There's no way all these people are here for the brunch. Like, it's 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no fucking way, right? And maybe there's a wedding going on, because I know they do a wedding, but it's 10 o'clock on a Sunday. That seems odd. And then, like, you see, like, oh, there's, like, little vendors and stuff back there. There's, like, 4 or 5 vendors with all these over 100 people, well over 100 people. So we're in this, where we're sitting, Jessica asked that if we could be sat outside when we made the reservations so the kids could run around, not knowing this thing's going on. Mm-hmm. So we're out there, like, under this canopy area, and just looking out to all these people, and they're doing like this, really is more like Pilates type thing. They've got, because there's so many people, there's like someone on the microphone telling them what to do. There's a fucking DJ playing music hella loud. And so we're like sitting there at the brunch, and just all around us are all these people doing Jane Fonda leg lifts, like the Beaver Builders, you know? And like the DJ is on there, the music's going, the guys, let's go, one more rep, you got it, come on.
So yeah, so it wasn't yoga. So it wasn't yoga at all.
It was Pilates. Well, sometimes though, because
But they called it. They didn't call it yoga. They said it was called
said
mats.
Mats and mimosas.
Got it. Okay.
So it's some
They
of
weren't
each. It
calling
was
it
like
yoga.
it was some calisthenics kind of Pilates type stuff, and then they did a little bit of like yoga holding poses type stuff too. And then like those ladies walk around with orange juice and champagne, filling up people's cups like in the middle of it. Who needs more?
Nice.
Raise your hand.
Let's get loose.
Let's get loose. Yeah. But just talk about his shit show and like my 70-year-old mother-in-law, like this wasn't like her plan.
We always
like,
do like I think it's every other Sunday in like the spring summertime they do like yoga in the park at all over Sac. So it's like Land Park, McKinley Park, and there'll be hundreds of people out there.
Oh yeah,
it's a huge thing. People will get like fall right into it.
Oh yeah, and the thing is like the actual event, it's great. Honestly, like all these people are gonna get out there, and if afterwards they're gonna eat whatever, however many calories of brunch buffet and drink a bunch of mimosas, you know what? Like they probably would have done that anyway. And so you get out there and it's revolves around exercise or some sort of exercise as the center of it. So that's all positive. It's all good stuff. Except for my 70-year-old mother-in-law and my father-in-law, they weren't totally thrilled.
Oh, really?
No, they weren't like pissed, but it was kind of like it was kind of loud, and
then don't go out to brunch at 10 in a public place.
Well, but that's where you're. It's not that. If it was just a regular restaurant, it's fine. It's not that was loud. What was loud was a DJ playing music and someone screaming on a microphone right by us.
Was he screaming or just like...
Well, okay, I guess talking to a microphone, but the microphone amplified it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they were not expecting a live DJ and someone on a microphone right next to the table. And we were neither. And then we asked her, like, is there somewhere inside? Like, oh, no, we're totally booked. This table's it. I'm like, all right, here we are.
Yeah, I always go by I know it's a different situation.
Yeah.
But like I don't even think about going out to breakfast like where I live.
Yeah.
Later than 8:30.
Right.
Like that's not even an option.
Yeah.
Because I'm not waiting an hour to eat fucking eggs and toast, and I'm also just like not trying to deal with like just people everywhere.
Right.
So I'm okay with like regular situations, right? Or anything like that going on.
See, and we had reservations. So there wasn't a big wait, and it was like for our birthday, this whole thing, and actually, you know what? To me, it wasn't that big of a deal. I thought it was kind of fun. Funny. I'm like, oh well, all right, well here we are. Mm-hmm. Like whatever, deal with it. And that's eventually. I mean, that's what they came around to also. But it was like,
I wonder why they thought that might be a good idea to do that there.
Well,
the restaurant there.
So apparently they do it. All those people afterwards ate the brunch.
I guess that's true.
So the restaurant partners were, hey, you get 100 people, paying for this brunch guaranteed once, and they do it like once every couple months, I guess. It just happened to be.
That's true. Yeah, but they don't care about the noise. They just want more people in there eating.
Right. They're like, hey, it's out back. You get 100. Like, yeah, exactly. What you worried about the. People inside, it doesn't matter. It's just the people that are kind of out there, right? Mm-hmm. It's like you worried about those 10 tables outside, or you worried about the 150 people that are doing the thing that are all going to now eat
how much champagne
probably come back.
How much champagne do they have to buy for that?
Oh God, who knows?
It's a shitload of. I'll just bring a truck of Cooks.
Back it up.
Yeah, back up the fucking Brinks truck of Cooks.
Yeah. So what brought me around this whole thing is that the idea of just being a little more responsible when you're eating, and then like still enjoying things, but not feeling like total dog shit the rest of the day. It's easy to go to a brunch buffet and or just any buffet really.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that's good. And it's like, okay, they got ribs and the ribs are good. I don't have to eat a whole fucking rack of them. Mm-hmm. Like the ribs are there and they're good. I can have like 2 or 3 ribs, and then I can have some of the, it's like that whole thing. If you don't have to, more isn't always better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about just, everything in moderation, right?
Yeah. So yeah, it was, so that's where I'm at. One piece of cake. You go and eat the buffet, and I'm not saying don't go back for seconds, but like, you don't need that 4th steak.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I actually picked up this new little, dessert kind of thing that I've been eating. Like, I have one after dinner every night. It's, these things called Chloe's.
Ooh.
And they're like, basically a fudgesicle, but it's like 3 ingredients. That's it. It's, cacao, whatever, chocolate, like powder, water, and like a little bit of cane sugar.
Yeah.
So it's like super clean, like little like thing, and it's got like hardly any sugar in it. It's like minimal grams of sugar. Anyways, it's just like a good little something sweet. Good little something sweet. It's 99.9% water. It was like a little bit of chocolate flavor, like.
Well, and if it's real cacao, that's actually really good for you.
Yeah. But and they're like they're small, but it's like if you have like a little bit of a sweet tooth, like there's things out there you can eat.
Well, something that I think you would actually like, you guys get into, is we got them at Costco. They're called we talked about them, the egg thins.
That's right, yeah.
So I looked at the ingredients. There's more than just egg. It also has some.
Because if it was just egg, there's no way it wouldn't just break. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know. I know. But I forget. It's shit. Now I don't remember. But it's some sort of it's like a little bit of almond flour or something. Oh, cauliflower. It's just a little bit of cauliflower.
Okay. So it's like one of those cauliflower pizzas.
And exactly. It's kind of, yeah. And then like a little bit of maybe some sunflower lecithin, like an emulsifier, you know? Mm-hmm. So yes, that was it though. So they're clean,
not gluten-free, but good.
No, they're gluten-free.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, it's just egg.
Sometimes cauliflower pizzas that aren't gluten-free though.
Right. Well, this isn't it's just egg, cauliflower, and the sunflower.
Well, the cauliflower crust.
Crust
pizzas aren't gluten-free.
Yeah, it's funny because
I don't know why. They must put fillers in it. Obviously.
Well, yeah, because it's not.
Or there's soy in it.
Yeah, or they mix. Or they mix the cauliflower with some. Which then it's funny. It's like, why are you doing the cauliflower crust? And anyway, whatever.
Well, I think technically, if they just put any kind of
cauliflower
soy in it, it bumps it out of the gluten-free category. Because there's gluten in soy.
Is there? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why there's gluten-free soy sauce.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Soy has gluten in it. Yeah.
Huh. Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So those wraps, so we got that stuff from Zach, Flexible Dieting Lifestyle. Those cookie butters. That one.
Oh, yeah, I saw you got some more. Change the packaging.
Yeah, change packaging. It's actually it's good now. Looks great. It was fine before. The packaging looks really good.
It's clear now.
It's clear now. And so what's fantastic, though, is you make your little, it's like 2 tablespoons in one serving, right? You make a little 2 tablespoons of that, and you put it inside the wrap. You get like a little cannoli. Anyway, fantastic.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Yeah, or like a crepe.
Or like a crepe, kind of.
Yeah.
Depends on if you fried it, I guess, it'd be cannoli. I haven't done that part yet. Yeah,
and put the cheese sauce in it. Mm-hmm. The cheese, what is it called? What is it, cream cheese?
Yeah, you could put cream cheese in there.
Like, what do they make with a traditional cannoli? It's like a cream...
Yeah, it's like a cream
cheesy, like cheesecakey kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You could always dip it put in the deep fryer or the air fryer, get crispy.
It's true. Yeah. I almost bought one yesterday.
I cooked a couple steaks in air fryer last night. While that was going, I had the asparagus going in the oven. Dinner was done in 15 minutes, and it was delicious.
There you go.
Air fryer steaks taste almost exactly like barbecue steaks.
Yeah, but less mess and quicker.
Yeah, well, arguably about the mess, because you got to clean the catch tray underneath, like a foreman. Yeah. So that you don't have to do that with your grill.
Yeah, that's true.
But you don't also have to go outside and do it, and you're indoors, and you just literally just push it in,
pop it in,
turn the dial. Man, best purchase I've ever made still for the kitchen.
I almost bought one at Broken Costco yesterday. They have a couple different ones there, though.
So there's Kristen has that one from there, and I wasn't super thrilled with the size of her tray. Well, mine's definitely way bigger than that.
There's 2 or 3 there.
Yeah.
They have different ones.
Yeah, maybe there's new ones.
They have one by Philips, and they have.
I can't remember who makes mine.
Yeah, you sent it to me. Never mind.
Yeah.
All right, I was going to tell you about my idea for doing a challenge to try and get some of my family a little healthier.
That's right.
So I was telling you how I thought about the other day. My grandma's having some health issues right now, and she's 80, but she's great. Like, she's all there, smart, quick, witty, like everything, like totally mentally healthy. But just like over time, everyone, like I feel like half the people in my family that are over the age of 50 are on they're on heart medication, on blood pressure medication. Some of them are on thyroid things, some are on whatever. It's just like all this stuff going on, right? And they're overweight, and like a lot of people in this country, just a lot of people in general. And so I tell my wife, I'm like, man, I feel bad because doing all these things and really promoting this healthy lifestyle, and it's basically everything I do is around promoting a healthy lifestyle and feeling good and eating healthy and all that. And then it's like the people closest to you, you kind of look past, right?
Yeah.
And or almost like you don't want to say anything to, I don't know, it's weird. And
it's also just like a fear of them, like maybe like saying like fuck off.
Yeah, which is funny because like they're actually the one people who like wouldn't, or like
They're just always exactly.
So I have a plan. So I'm gonna do a challenge. They don't know it yet, although some of them might listen to this and then know it. But so we're gonna do a challenge with them where they're gonna get every day. Because I don't want to just be like, oh, follow this diet or whoever loses the most weight or whatever, because that's different. Like some people don't have a lot of weight to lose; they just need to get healthier. Some people, whatever. And also, I don't want it to be like too strict. I want it to be easy to follow. Mm-hmm. So every day, there's 5 categories, right? And you get 1 point for every category you complete per day. Mm-hmm. And they're easy to do stuff. Okay. Example: just 20 minutes of activity. Mm-hmm. It could be going for a walk. It could be anything, right? It's like moving around. Like you got an exercise bike at home, sit on it, whatever. It's like 20 minutes of activity. That's 1 point. If you only drink water or black coffee, black tea, or like LaCroix, right? Like something like that, right? Then that counts as a point.
Sweetened.
No sweetened. Yeah. No sweet and no diet sodas either, right? Like just because that's the biggest problem is like the diet Pepsis and stuff, and all these studies show how your body just reacts.
Delicious, but just probably avoid them.
Right. Exactly. Like a lot of things. So it's basically no sweetened or false sugar beverages, and then so there's 2. Third category is just 2 servings of vegetables. Say over the course of the day. See 2 servings of vegetables at some point today. Mm-hmm. Cooked in any way, whatever. Like don't worry about it, just 2 servings of vegetables. And then another one is going to be meat in every meal. Could say protein in every meal, but that makes it confusing because like what, like a lot of people don't know exactly what is a protein or what, that type of thing. Like this broccoli has protein in it. It's like, yeah, man, like 1 gram doesn't really count, right?
Yeah.
So some sort of a protein with every meal. And the purpose of that is I know a lot of them are, breakfast is just bowl cereal. That type of thing is or some Eggos or some shit, right? Mm-hmm. And like that's really common, but that's also not a very good way to start your day. And so you have a little protein every meal. It kind of offsets how your hormones react to the different foods. Mm-hmm. And then number 5 is shit. I think just no no sugary beverages. Oh no! All meals home cooked.
Oh, no fast food.
No fast food.
Or no eating out.
No eating out. Just all meals home cooked. Which is not that. I mean, again, for breakfast you can have whatever, and you have lunch you can have leftover from dinners night before. You can make a fucking sandwich at home and take it to work. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Just like no eating out for the whole day. All home cooked meals for the full day, and you get a point. And so none of these things are like major undertakings. It's not starting a bunch of new habits. It's mostly just replacing activities you already do with like a slightly healthier option.
Yeah, those are pretty reasonable requests. We're always gonna feel like, oh, I gotta fucking do all this. Like I'm not gonna do that.
And what I like about it too,
the hardest thing on there's the meals at home, but there's ways of making that easy.
Right, and it's not like exactly, and they don't have to meal prep. Like I said, you can make a sandwich. Like it's not a huge thing. And the point is that also if you fuck up one category, like all is not lost. Mm-hmm. Right, and that's the whole idea of like the point system. You can get up to 5 points a day. Because like that way, if you do go out, you didn't pack a lunch, whatever, and you go out and grab a lunch that day. Well, okay, it's not like your entire day is shot. The whole thing's not wasted, right? It's like, all right, well, you can still, maybe when you do that, you just get water there. So you don't, you know what I mean? You still get that point, and you can kind of work it that way. And then also they're going to get a bonus point for every pound lost.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. So you can do that. So I'm going to make like little grids for them, right? And I think we'll do 6 weeks. And it's just like the 6 weeks over, and then or like a calendar, the 6 weeks and the 7 days. And you just write how many points, in the categories and like little grids, and they can mark them off for each one. And then I'm gonna have them like the end of every week, like take a picture and send it to me. Mm-hmm. Like I'll keep everyone updated. Probably make like a Facebook group because everyone's on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Little private Facebook group. Mm-hmm. Weekly updates on how everyone's doing, who's winning, what's going on. Mm-hmm. And that's the plan.
That should be cool.
If they do it.
Oh yeah, I hope they stick it out.
Well,
for their sake.
Yeah, my sister-in-law likes it. She's like, hey, your wife talked to me about it. If you want to do it, your brother and I will do it too. I was like, oh, sweet. I didn't even think of that. Like, I didn't even plan on them doing it, but they're like, oh, we'll do it to, like, push the whole thing along.
Yeah, help other people get involved.
Yeah. Oh.
Because they're probably doing most of that maybe anyway.
Also, $20 buy-in, and whoever wins takes it all.
Oh, so there's a little bit of skin in the game.
Yeah, and I'm going to match it, personally.
Match the whole
pot. So if 10 people do it, and so that's $200, like, I'll put in $200 cash, my own personal money, so that way the winner gets $400. Because that's some fucking motivation.
Yeah.
If it's like, oh yeah, I might win $30, it's like, whatever, that cake looks really good. Or if you're like, I might win $400, like, fuck that cake.
Yeah. No, it'd be interesting to see how that works out. A little social experiment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Family social experiment.
Yeah. Or they'll all just hate me, and that's that.
Yeah.
I'll be excommunicated.
Well, at least you'll feel better about yourself about giving it a try and trying to help.
Yeah.
Not that you should feel bad if you don't, but it's also just like, hey, I tried to help these people.
Yeah.
I don't want it. Like,
right.
We're not going to change now.
So here's my plan of action. So maybe you can help. So on like Easter, I'm just gonna I'm not gonna bring it up to everybody, but I'm just gonna talk to a few people that I know will be on board. Like my aunt, like
low hanging fruit.
Yeah, like she kind of yo-yo diets, and she knows, and she brings it up a lot. I was like, oh yeah, we could all afford to get a little more healthy. Like she says stuff like that, and so if I brought it to her, I know she would be in, And so like I could talk to her about it, and then like my dad he's really active. He doesn't eat very well, but he rides his bike to work almost every day, like shit like that. At least
he's like doing shit.
Exactly, he goes out like hiking and backpacking, so he's at least active. But so I bring it to him. I know he'll be on board. So then that way, then in like a week after that, I'll send out like get a hold of everybody, like calls and texts and stuff. Get a hold of them, be like, hey, I've got this idea, and my aunt so-and-so's on board, my dad's on board, like, they're doing it, Brian and Kara are doing it, like, make it a thing so like other people are doing it, right? So that way it's not just a little social pressure.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all doing this thing.
Hey, are you gonna be the only one not doing it?
You're the only one not doing it? You don't need $400.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You're good on. You don't like money.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, got it. Noted.
Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing is like, not only, you wouldn't really win $400, you'd win exponentially more, because think of all the money, because it's expensive? Doctor visits and pills.
Yeah. Or you can use the $400 to pay for your pills.
Yeah, get different kind.
Yeah, get the, stop using the generics.
That's right. Hey, look, if you're gonna spend all this money on drugs, you can get better kind than the ones the doctor gives you.
Exactly. No, that's, I'm curious to see how that goes. That should be cool.
Yeah, I'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah, keep us updated.
And some will get a sneak peek, because I think a few of them listen to the podcast.
Oh, cool.
And so
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be, I hope it works out.
Question to listeners.
It seems reasonable.
I think so. I'm glad to hear that you think so, because sometimes, like, you have an idea, and like in your own mind,
compared
it makes
to what
sense.
you do, it sounds reasonable, maybe. But yeah,
exactly.
In general terms, you gotta like almost like go a little bit even lower,
right?
Because there's just kind of a skewed perception of like reality and people's like motivation,
right?
Because you're around people that are like already motivated, that are walking into your gym,
right?
Like willingly,
yeah.
Like that's different.
Yeah.
Like, oh, everybody wants to get fit. Look, I'm like, well, no.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, everybody. Oh, what do you mean 2 servings of vegetables a day? Everybody does that.
Yeah.
Like, no, not really.
Really. Honestly, I'm at about 1 personally. Like, I'm not counting like iceberg lettuce doesn't count in my opinion. I eat that every day, like, but
right.
That wouldn't necessarily. I get a vegetable, yeah, but
it's not really.
But it's really
not.
There's nothing. There's like zero nutritional value, well, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I always have vegetables like at dinner of some sort. But I mean, like, I'm not saying it's okay to like just replace. But like, I do take multivitamins and stuff like that to get just kind of like essential vitamins, but. Yeah, it's just not an easy thing to do.
Well, I get
unless you're eating. It all comes down. I feel like the key to getting those 2 servings in is making sure you're eating vegetables at lunch. That's the easiest time to avoid it, and breakfast technically too.
Well, that's me. Is I do 2 a day. So at dinner, I always say thank God for Jessica and I'm married to her, because otherwise I wouldn't have any sort of like vegetable in my. So like at dinner we have whatever a serving of vegetables, and then with my lunch I always have when I put together my lunch of like various things, I always throw some in there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the trick, I think, is the lunch, getting it in the lunch, or finding a way of mixing it in with your eggs or something in the morning.
Sometimes, you know what I would do a lot actually should get back to is really good is I was not eating eggs for breakfast for a while. But what I would do is I'll just take kind of whatever meat we had for dinner. And if it was like a steak or chicken, chop it up real small. If it was like a shredded beef, obviously, it's already shredded. But then in the skillet, cast iron skillet, you just go like half an onion and clove of garlic and some bacon. And then once that's kind of cooked up, ready to go, then you throw in some of that meat, just kind of heat it up, cooks that all together, and it's like this little, it's almost like a hash, And then if you are eating eggs, then you just like fry 1 or 2 eggs and put that on top of that, like a over easy type situation.
Well, like Zach does. He makes those huge like vegetable salads.
Oh yeah,
and puts like mustard on them.
Yeah.
Just to get in his daily amount of
Get 'em in.
vegetables in one sitting.
Yeah.
And it also helps him like with food craving because it fills him up because it's a huge bowl.
Right.
And it's like, he's going to get all those vitamins in and get all of his vegetables in. Then he can just kind of eat the other stuff throughout the day, I guess. Maybe his carbs and meats.
Well, it's a great way too.
Whatever he does.
If you're on a caloric restriction, just eat a big thing of vegetables because it fills you up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his is like might be a little extreme for some people because it's like a big ass bowl.
Yeah.
It's like a regular bowl. It's like a fucking salad bowl that you serve out of.
Yeah.
That he makes that shit in. But yeah, finding what works for you. Yeah. Throwing like the mustard on there. Real quick, so last night I watched Generation Iron 3. It's on Netflix.
Oh.
And I've seen all of them.
Yeah.
And all the other ones and stuff. And I actually liked this one. It was entertaining.
Who's
talk a lot about the Arnold.
Who was the star of this one?
There were a bunch of people. They went all divisions. They're actually kind of talking about how, but the thing I found the most interesting is they're kind of going into detail on how right now the popularity is moving away from the Open and it's going into the, what's it called? The one before the Open. Can't remember the name. But then there's so there's Physique, then there's one more, then there's Open. Open's like you use like the monsters.
Right.
But it's the one right before that is like becoming the more popular one right now.
Because they look more like regular people?
No, but just not as freakish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what the hell is it called? Anyways, I don't know. Fucking ruin that story. But anyways,
do they wear shorts in that one, or you go Speedo?
No, you still go Speedo.
Okay.
Yeah, you still go like underwear or whatever, Speedo situation.
That's the best part.
And but it's what the hell is it called? Huh. Anyways, it was good. It's entertaining. I like those little like documentaries about the extreme sides of like sports like that.
Well, it's a peek behind the curtain, of you said of extreme anything. Like you get into any culture, it's a peek behind the curtain into a culture.
And there's also going into like the women's side also, and how they do this one competition called like women's. Basically, you have to do like you do the bikini, which is like 30% of your score. And then 70% of your score is based off of like your, basically your routine.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
But that's become like the most popular like women's version of like the bodybuilding stuff. Like as of like right now.
Yeah.
They really went into that. That too. I forget all these names because I only hear it once because I'm not into that.
Right.
So it's like you hear it once, you kind of forget. But that was kind of interesting because they all have like their certain costumes on, or like, and their routines are got to be super creative. So you're like these are
there's
also
like routines of like also like push-ups and like stuff like that in them.
Yeah, but
or
like,
a certain amount of that.
Kind of.
It's almost like a tumbling routine, but without.
Yeah.
But not really somersaults, but just like.
It's like a tumbling mixed with like one arm push-ups, and like doing a push-up and like pushing out of it so hard you like get into like the splits and then do like a dance. It's very impressive that, and like they're doing backflips. And
you've been working on your routine.
I have, yeah.
I'd say after I watched that,
just go out there and just roll around.
As soon as
I'm on fire,
the credits start to roll, I'm moving the coffee table out of the way.
Practice, yeah.
I'm getting some floor space in the living room.
I was like, I'm just gonna put this on, probably doze off or something, and I just was sitting there watching the whole thing.
Locked in.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, also this one guy just like, he was 25 years old, and he was talking about how he was like moving away from the Open, but he's like, well, he was supposed to be like the next big Open champion, but he doesn't want to like get that big. Something about that, but Yeah, but he's like kind of in this mental place where he wants to do it, but he doesn't want to get that big at the same time. And I don't know. Obviously, they talk about a little bit of steroid stuff or whatever too, and it's obvious that they're all taking steroids. No
Yeah,
it's not like a secret, but they don't really dabble on it too much. So it's just more about just the people and like their day in and day out kind of routines. Nothing like new information, but it was entertaining.
Yeah. Like I said, anytime you see kind of like a peek behind the curtain, look into another culture, and
actually, no, that was
culture.
That was the best part about it. I forgot. I didn't even mention. It was they go into like different countries, like the guy from like the first guy from India to be get his pro card. They go into all that, and they go to this one dude in like what's that one place in Africa? It starts with a G.
Ghana.
This guy in Ghana who's like trying to become a bodybuilder, like literally lifting friggin' homemade shit.
Yeah.
And that he runs like PT like in this like homemade gym made out of cement, poured cement and like car parts. Yeah. And he's like getting the community involved in just health and fitness out there, which was cool. Seeing him do that. And how these people like are just surviving on like $150 a month.
Yeah.
Like, and they got like flat screens in their house and stuff, but like their the average income is like $150 US dollars a month. And like these people are all like living and supporting this economy. It was just fucking weird. It's crazy.
It's wild.
It's just so wild thinking about like other cultures and stuff like that. And then going like the body and how everybody shares like this common interest in like bodybuilding, for example. It's one thing that like unifies everybody together. It was interesting.
This would be way better if I remembered the guy's name or Instagram handle. But you follow that guy on Instagram? He's in Africa. Mm-hmm. He's like South Africa, and he's a weightlifting coach.
Yeah, we shared some of his stuff on.
Dude, it's wild. Like this guy, they're on this platform. Like the boards are falling apart, and the weight looks old and shitty. But then there's this dude snatching 170 keys.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, we follow his page. We've reshared his stuff before.
No, it's fantastic.
It's a longer name to remember. Yeah. It's his weightlifting club. Yeah, and we gave him a shout out that one time. And yeah, that was just kind of puts things in perspective. Oh man, I don't want to train today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Generation Iron 3.
Generation Iron 3 on Netflix. Check it out.
There we go. All right. If you guys have any input, any questions for us, send them off. Podcast@caffeineandkilos.com.
Till next time.
Till next time.